welcome to another episode of Brunch N Banter. On this episode, I am accompanied by my sister.
Sister.
And if I sound a little congested, I might be a little bit congested today.
I thought you were going to say it's because I am.
I was going to say that, but I did not. Anyway, so today we kind of want to talk about, I know it's a topic we've kind of talked about already.
We've touched on them lightly for sure.
Yes, so we wanted to go more in depth on this topic of diet fads, diet culture in general.
Yes, because I'm pretty sure everyone has tried one fad diet in their life.
At least one, but most have
Yes.
tried way more than one.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about a few. There's the kale diet, the keto diet.
There's a ton, actually.
There is a ton. People go vegan, people go vegetarian, omnivore. There's so many diets out there. And with diet comes skinny culture. Diet culture, technically.
I think the fad diet that is in will depend on what body type is in. Like, remember when thigh gaps were a thing?
Oh, yeah. Everybody wanted a thigh gap back in the day.
Yes. And then the, slim, thick type of body type was really popular.
Hourglass figures.
Mm-hmm.
People are doing workouts to try to emphasize their hips more.
Yes. And I think now they're saying that that's going back to, just basic skinny.
Yes, I feel the same way. I feel like most people are trying to be skinny again. And I feel like that's just a mentality that we need to break, too. Like, we all come in different shapes and sizes, and I've heard this before, but no matter how you diet and what you do, your body will always want to be at a certain weight. And that certain weight is just where you rebound to. So some people it's less, some people it's more. And it doesn't mean you're unhealthy or you're more healthy or whatever. It just means that that's where your body likes to be and that's where your body wants to be.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do intuitive eating for that purpose too.
Uh-huh. I've heard intuitive eating doesn't work unless you know what a proper serving really looks like.
Yes, and I've looked them up and I'm just like, oh, that is not what I've been eating.
Yeah, because I think if you ate intuitively whatever you wanted until you felt satiated and not overstuffed, I think it's still very easy to overeat.
Yep, it is very easy to overeat. A lot of us, we eat mindlessly. You're just munching as you're watching just because you want something to do while you're watching TV, while you're reading a book, while you're working. I don't know, something. You just want to be doing something else at the same time.
Yeah, and we really should actually be taking a step back and actually maybe sitting at the table and eating and drinking. Because actually, I have a funny story. It's not that funny. But when I eat and I think just growing up, I remember I would always eat my food and then drink my drink after I was done. And then when I started dating Kyle and we would go out to eat, I noticed that he would eat and drink. Like he would eat food and then drink and then eat and then drink. And for me, it was always I'll eat my food and then I'll drink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't I ever stop and drink my drink? Do you do that?
I eat my food and drink while my food is still in my mouth.
I think I will only drink if the food is really hot or if it's
bread.
Yes, it goes down slow or if it's too spicy.
But I never really noticed what I do when I'm eating.
But it's actually so smart in my head because if you're actively eating and drinking alternating between the two pretty what's the word? Often, I guess. I feel like you would in the end eat less because you would feel more full from the liquid.
And you see, I've actually heard that you're supposed to
drink a glass of water before you eat.
Yes, you're supposed to drink water before you eat so that you don't do you get full faster or something or yeah.
But then wouldn't you get hungry faster?
It's kind of like eating a salad where you feel like, oh, I'm so full. I don't know, sometimes I do get full on a salad. And then I'm hungry I don't know, like, not even an hour later.
Yeah, as your body will digest it very quickly.
Yeah.
Because fun fact, if you guys didn't know, your body takes the longest to digest protein. So if you eat protein heavy meals, then you will be fuller longer.
Yes, I've heard that too. And talking about, like, eating food in general, let's kinda bring in a detox and a cleanse into this.
Oh my
I
god.
low-key hate when people say, "I need to detox my body, I need to cleanse my body." And I go, "Why?" And they go, "Because all the bad food that I eat." Do you not have a kidney? Do you not have, like,
The
organs,
liver.
a liver, all these organs that help you digest your food, help you remove the toxins that you don't need?
Yeah,
Like, are we
literally.
physically, are you missing these organs? Because if you are, okay, I understand. But if you're not, your body does that for you. You don't need to go and
Yeah.
cleanse and do
Yes.
freaking juice diets and do who knows what because you wanna cleanse your body, and then they're like, "Oh, I lost, like, 10 pounds. I did a cleanse." And then I
Exactly.
go, you're gonna gain that right back, honey, because that's all
No.
just liquids.
Water.
You're just
Yeah.
peeing it all out. So,
Mhm.
like, it irks me so much when people talk about cleanses and detoxes.
I remember I don't know if mom made you do it, but I believe this was
Aloe vera.
yes, it was the 9-day detox or the 9-day cleanse.
Yeah.
It was a 7 or 9 days. I
I think it
remember
was
she
7.
she made me do it. I don't remember if I was in junior high or high school.
That stuff was nasty. It was so
Yeah, it was
gross.
this company called Forever. I don't know if anyone knows it, but it was a very big
It was an
like
MLM, by the way.
MLM? Yes.
Multi-level marketing
And they
scheme.
had these little jugs of aloe vera juice, and there was the original, then there was a berry flavor, and there was another flavor, I don't remember.
They all tasted the same.
You had to drink this jug, and believe you were not allowed to eat for the first, like, 3 or 4 days.
Mhm.
Just smelling it, I would gag. Oh my gosh, it was so
Yes.
hard to get down. It was miserable. It was terrible. Do not recommend.
No. So, like, stuff like that, like, you really don't need to do that to your body. Like, your body does it for you.
Yes. Like, literally, pee and poo are all the trash coming out of your body.
Mhm. Which is funny because even if, like, you, like, take too many vitamins, your body will, like, deposit it through all your pee. It's
Yeah,
crazy. I've done that
your pee
before.
will be, like,
Bright. Yeah, it'll be hella bright.
fluorescent green.
Yes. That's happened
Yeah.
to me before. I took way too many vitamins, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't take, like, 3 days of vitamins. Let me take them all at once." And I did, and then I peed them all out, and I was like, "Why is my pee this color? It's so weird."
Uh-huh. You could probably glow in the dark.
Probably.
Or do you remember when celery juice was a huge thing?
Yes. I low-key kinda like celery juice, but not for, like, the purpose that everybody else was using it for. Like, I like drinking juices. I love carrot juice, I love orange juice
Oh,
freshly squeezed, I
yes.
love all that. But, like, to enjoy.
Well, the funny thing about celery is, like, it will naturally, numb you, and it would always make my lips feel like they were having an allergic reaction. I'm
I
like,
never noticed that before.
I got lip filler."
I think that's just you.
No, really, it numbs you because when babies are teething, they recommend you give them celery to numb their
I
gums.
never felt that before.
You
Like,
haven't?
it numbing me? Mm-mm.
Oh.
I'm gonna go buy some and I'm gonna try it out.
It was specifically the juice that would always make my lips feel numb.
I'm gonna get some peanut butter and do little ants on a log kinda thing, but no ants, just a log,
So
and
just peanut butter with celery?
yeah, because I don't like raisins.
So mud on a log?
Yeah, mud on a log and just eat
Oh
that.
my gosh. I don't think I've ever eaten it that way. I've only ever had it with peanut butter.
But we've only had the log.
The celery?
Yeah, celery well, the ants on
Mhm.
a log, the ants are
The
the
raisins.
raisins, and the log is technically the celery with the peanut butter, so technically we've had the log.
Yes, no ants.
No ants here, please. Isn't it funny how in Mexican culture we call our tias aunt when it's aunt?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just Mexican culture, I just said that bit, you know?
Well, I think maybe just American. Not all Americans,
No, because
because I
I've
know
heard
there's
people say
a
aunt.
yeah, I've heard a few people say aunts, but then I'm like, "Why isn't uncle fancy?"
How would you make it fancy?
Yunko?
Yuncle? Aunt? Uncle?
Ukulele?
Okay.
My aunt and my ukulele.
I just feel so English when I say that. My aunt. 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 It sounds fake now.
Yeah, I feel fake when I say it like that.
I'm like, it's aunt. My hormiga.
Yeah, my hormiga.
So, talking about diet fads, what is the purpose of a diet fad? What does a diet fad mean? To me, it's like something to like do to get to a certain weight, but it's not like a forever thing.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
It's like people call it a quick fix.
Yeah, it's almost utilized as like a tool,
Yes.
where, oh, I want to lose X amount of weight or I want to gain X amount of weight. So I'm going to do this until I get there. And then once you get there, you don't have a plan for after. You're like, oh, finally it's over and I can indulge in whatever I wanted to.
Yeah, and I think that's why they don't work that much because we see it as such a bad thing that we don't want to do this, but we're going to do it because we have to get here. And then when you get there, it's a relief, and then you want to go back to whatever you were doing before.
Yes. I'm sure you could like work around a diet fad and make it fit into your lifestyle. Like, I feel like a lot of diet fads don't fit into like our culture as like
Hmm.
Mexican food because Mexican food already can seem very healthy because it's usually like a lot of fresh produce and a lot of meats and beans, and it can be very healthy. But then if you're adding a lot of fats, like,
Oils.
yeah, like let's say like Mexican rice.
Hmm.
The rice is fried in oil, but it has tomatoes, it has onion, it has garlic, it has that's it, right? Onion, tomato,
Water.
garlic, water, rice. And so like it can be healthy. Like you don't have to fry the rice in a ton of oil. You can just make these little changes that will work for your lifestyle and the way you like to eat, and it's not like a huge drastic change where you can't keep up with it.
So if you were to like, let's say you put the rice on a sheet, like a baking sheet, you put oil, and you just mix everything around. Just put like a little, like put a teaspoon and just kind of like mix it up on the baking sheet, get it all nice and oiled up, and then fry it. Like you don't need to like fill up your pot with oil.
Yeah. And also too, it's like with things that are pretty like high in calories, like fats and oils, it's very easy to use way more than you think you're using.
Hmm.
So I feel like in that aspect of like that macronutrient specifically, I feel like you should measure out. That way you have more control over it.
Yes, I feel the same.
Yeah. Cause in my head, a teaspoon is always way more than I think it is.
A lot of people don't realize how much a teaspoon is until you actually measure it out. And you're just like, oh shoot, that's a lot of oil.
Yeah.
So, like, dieting through time, I feel like we've gone through so many diets throughout all of our lives, like, everybody who's been alive since who knows when.
Yeah. Probably since like the 1800s.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people have been dieting since the 1800s, but some of the ones that stood out to us were, like, in the 1900s, from 1900 to 1920, people would do, like, the cigarette diet, where you would smoke instead of eat. But now smoking causes lung cancer, something we didn't realize
Mhm.
back then, and now everybody has lung cancer. Well, not everybody,
Everybody?
but
I'm just kidding.
not everybody, but the people who got addicted to that, It's an addiction. There's also, like, back in those days, there was a low carb diet called the Banting diet. So, like, there's always just been a big influx diets, even since back in the 1900s.
Yes.
And it's funny how, like, carbs has always had such a bad rep. Like, carbs is the one that everybody tries to avoid. The
Yes.
flour, the tortillas, the bread, the rice, potatoes, everything.
Mhm.
Like, everything that has carbs, we're like, "Oh, don't eat that, that's gonna make you fat."
Yeah, and it really truly just depends on the way it's prepared. Like, if you were to eat roasted potatoes or even like a baked potato would be less than if you fry a potato.
Oh, yeah. If you go to, like, get fries or something from McDonald's or In-N-Out or something, I don't know about In-N-Out, actually. I know McDonald's and, like, all the other fast food chains that do it, they deep fry their freaking potatoes in oil, so those things are drenched in oil, and that's why
Yes.
we get such a bad rep for carbs, probably because they drench them in oil, we eat them, we love them, But when you make them at home and you don't drench them in oil, they're actually pretty good for you.
Yeah. You can make air fried or baked French fries. Obviously, they're not fried, they're baked, but they're still equally as good.
Oh, yeah, and then if you add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of spice, it's like Wingstop fries.
Oh, yes, a good Wingstop seasoning on top.
Mhm.
Oh, chef's kiss. And then in the 1930s through the 1950s, we had the wonderful Hollywood diet, which consisted of eating grapefruits and black coffee, which sounds very acidic.
It does sound very acidic. I don't know if I would combine them together. I probably would do a slice of bread maybe with some avocado on top and then a grapefruit on the side, something like that, maybe.
This almost sounds like all they ate was grapefruit and had black coffee, which I guess it would make you lose weight, obviously, but like black coffee is a diuretic.
Yes and no, because when I drink coffee sometimes, I don't always have to go to the restroom. Like, once my body gets used to it, it doesn't react the same way.
Mine reacts the same way every time, but that's because I don't drink it all the time.
Oh, I should probably give it up and then, you know.
Another diet that I honestly have never heard of was the banana and skim milk diet,
That sounds
which
disgusting.
actually kind of sounds good.
Hell no, skim milk sounds disgusting.
Okay,
Give me some
the
oat
milk
milk.
the milk I don't really care that much, it could be whole milk, but I'm sure they did skim milk because it had less fat.
Yeah.
Um, but that reminds me of when we used to go camping because our parents, I remember they'd buy milk and keep it in the ice chest.
Mhm.
And I remember for breakfast, sometimes we would just eat a banana with ice cold milk, and it was so good.
You see, like, bananas are hit and miss for me. I need my banana to be, like, sturdy, but not like what is that texture? Feels funny on your teeth, like, when it's not ready yet.
Oh, it's starchy.
Yeah, not like that.
I like my banana to be a bright yellow,
Yes.
but no brown spots.
Yeah, because then it gets mushy.
Yeah, it could have maybe a few, but
Oh,
the
no.
banana still has a little bit of a bite, and it's not starchy, it's sweet, it's not too sweet, it's so good.
I like mine just kinda like that bright yellow phase where it has nothing brown on it, it's just good, but, I don't like the brown because it's really mushy and it grosses me out.
Yeah, I cannot do a very ripe banana. The next one we have down is the cabbage soup diet, which actually I saw go viral on TikTok maybe like a year or two ago,
Oh, yes.
which is a very sad diet from what I gathered because all you're literally eating is cabbage soup. Like think if you're Mexican and you've ever had caldo de pollo, think like that,
Or
just
caldo de res, maybe?
no chicken, just cabbage. I believe they put like tomatoes in there and a few other vegetables, but I don't think you can have potatoes. I don't remember.
It's funny because I don't know if you remember, but in, Willy Wonka, the first version of it,
Oh yeah.
they're
Yes.
eating cabbage soup because they were poor and that's all they could afford, and he's like,
Yeah.
"What about this loaf of bread?" And they praised that loaf of bread. So
Yeah.
it just reminded me of that when you said the cabbage soup. I was like, "Hey, like, Willy
And
Wonka."
like I love cabbage in, chicken soup and caldo de res, caldo de pollo. I love cabbage in it, but I could not do a cabbage soup diet because I mean, I'm sure it would be filling because of the nice hot liquid, but you'd be hungry like within the hour.
Yeah, like, the only time I like cabbage is, like, in the soup, like, caldo de res, I like it like that. Or,
Yeah.
when my mom used to make that stir fry with the cabbage in it,
Yes.
with a little bit of spice, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of rice. Delicious.
Yes, that was so good.
Okay, the next decade. From the 1960s to the 1970s, we see this thing called the drinking man's diet. It's, like, low carb, but with alcohol.
That sounds dangerous.
That sounds so dangerous. That sounds like alcoholism ready to start.
Honestly though, it seem like they always had some type of vice?
Yes, the smoking,
Smoking. I mean, the coffee is not the same.
still addictive though.
It's not on the same level, but yeah. And then alcohol,
Yep.
and I'm sure they were probably drinking hard liquor too, like whiskey, tequila, Hennessy.
No, it must have been vodka because vodka has the least amount of calories, I believe.
It probably was vodka because it has 0. They're like, "Oh, I could drink all I wanted, 0 calories." And then they black out and they sleep forever.
Yeah, exactly. But I've heard it's not real sleep. It doesn't actually let your mind, your brain, rest. I don't think you ever enter REM cycle or something like that.
Honestly, they were probably miserable.
This sounds miserable.
It does sound miserable.
The next diet we have is the Scarsdale diet. It's a low calorie, it's restrictive, it's probably what we do now.
We?
Not we, I mean, like, the world, the societies,
Oh,
they do that
yes.
now, low calorie. But low-key, I feel like that might be really low.
Like 1,000 calories, maybe even less.
Oh, talking about that, have you watched the show, it's based on The Biggest Loser on Netflix? Sorry, not the show, they have, like, a little a couple of episodes, I don't know how many episodes, but it's, like, a new show, it's called something I don't know what it's called. Behind the World's Biggest Loser or something about it.
I don't get on Netflix that often. That sounds like something I would watch because I loved watching The Biggest Loser, and I also love watching My 600-Pound Life.
So they would have them on, like, 800-calorie diets, and they had to burn, like, an obscene amount of calories a day, maybe, like, 5,000 calories a day or something.
Oh my
And they're only eating
gosh.
800. Like, they would work out 8 hours a day, they have to be losing blank amount of weight, and the doctor would tell them, like, "You're gonna hear all these things, you're gonna hear that they want you to be on this low-calorie diet. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna work. You need to be on a sustainable amount of calories, and you need to eat to be able to burn." And, like, it's crazy, it was so crazy how many calories, like, half of them would be eating. It was crazy how they would
Mhm.
treat them, they would yell at them.
Yeah.
A lot of the challenges, they'd be like, whoever eats the most amount of calories gets, like, a call home or something, or a Zoom call home or something. And I'm just like, "That's so rude," because, like, they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to do better, and you're over here taunting them with all this food.
Yeah. I have heard some pretty bad backlash from the show, like, when all the stuff was coming out about them, like, being not the healthiest way for them to help the people lose weight.
Yes.
Yeah. That was honestly really sad.
Yeah. So you should watch it, it's really good, everybody should watch it, it's so good. Okay, next we have the cookie diet, a meal replacement cookie. What is this, like, fucking, what is it called, Len and Larry's cookies or what?
That sounds like the introduction of protein shakes.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm very curious, like, how big this cookie was and what this cookie consisted of. Because if it's a meal replacement, I would guess that this cookie had to be at least 300 calories.
Most of them are about 300 calories to 400 right now. And those people eat them as snacks.
Hey, that can be a snack.
To a man, maybe.
You can make it fit in your macros.
That's like a whole meal for me.
300?
No, like 400. I think that's 400.
Oh, 400?
Mhm. Give another 100 or so, and that's a whole meal right there.
That with a nice cup of milk as, like,
Oh,
your
yes. Some
dinner?
oat milk.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, this is an interesting one, the Sleeping Beauty diet. It was, sedating yourself to skip meals, pretty much.
So they were probably, like, popping some Benadryl.
Popping some Mollies and some Benadryl and some NyQuil. Just kidding, I don't know about the
They
Mollies,
were
but
probably smoking some marijuana.
Mary Swain.
No, that would give them the munchies. Yeah, that sounds a little,
Sus.
concerning. Yeah.
Were they drinking themselves to sleep or what?
Probably. They combined it with the drinking man's diet.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my gosh. Let's get into the 1980s. They had the revival of the grapefruit diet for some reason. They were like, "You know what, guys? Let's circle back to the grapefruit."
'Cause that worked
It
wonders.
really must have worked great for them for some reason.
Well, it's 'cause they say well, like fashion, we all just kinda go in a circle.
Yeah, we do. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Somebody was taking it serious.
But they took out the coffee. They said, "You know what, guys? The coffee didn't work. It was all in the grapefruit." I don't like grapefruit.
I love grapefruit. It's so acidic, it's so good.
I like oranges.
I like grapefruit and
You know,
oranges.
you probably would like pomelos too.
I don't know what that is, but yes.
It's, you know the neighbor behind the lemon tree? Behind dad's shed?
Yeah.
They have a pomelo tree. And then I do know this one, the SlimFast shakes.
Ooh, those have been around forever now.
I know because I believe mom bought them,
Yes.
and I liked the chocolate one, but I will say I never used it as a meal replacement. I always just thought it was a fun drink to have.
Fun fact, I've tried those before and I don't know, I'm not about them. Like, I don't know if my palate has changed or if they just don't make them the same.
I'm
I
sure it
used to like
has.
them and now they kinda taste too, like
Watery?
either that or too proteiny for me.
Yeah,
Like, they're no, too sweet, sorry, too sweet. They're way too sweet for me.
I have not had them in a long time, but honestly, I could put them on the same pedestal as what's the one that's popular? Premier protein
Oh, I
shakes.
hate those too, they're way too sweet.
They're very similar in my head. I like the Premier Cafe Latte, I believe is the flavor. That one's like a coffee flavor. That one's
Mhm.
good. Over some ice.
I wonder if it has to do with the fact that I don't drink milk, and I know milk has some sweetness to it.
A little bit, yeah. They do have.
I feel like most protein shakes that I try are just way too sweet or just nasty.
To be fair, I have had some other, like, you know, pre-made protein shakes in a bottle that are very sweet. I remember one time me and Kyle, we got some that looked good, and then at the first sip, it's like way too sweet, way too proteiny, and I remember because we bought it at a gas station where it's things are more expensive.
Yeah.
I remember we just downed it as fast as we could.
No, I would just thrown it away. I don't care. To the trash it goes.
Got in a good 30 grams of protein, you know?
Like a Katilu es caca.
Anyways, the other one we have on here is the Pritikin diet. Maybe Pritikin? I don't know. It's a very low fat diet. And I wonder if this was around the time where they were saying that um egg yolks were not good for you.
Oh, that they have too much cholesterol?
Yeah, like they're high in fat. I will say I have not seen a low fat diet in quite a long time actually, if I'm being honest.
Most people probably don't do them anymore.
Yeah.
I think everybody's like more well known about stuff, but like to a certain extent, because some people don't know jack squat about anything.
Yeah.
Like that one girl you were watching on that one video you were talking about?
Yes, where people will just like preach the most random things, and yeah, sure that works for you, but you should never give out medical advice or like
Mhm.
nutrition advice because other people will take it and then think it'll work for them when it could not work for them and make things worse.
Yes. We'll talk about the video right now. I just wanna finish this part. I wanna bring up the whole, what the girl was saying about cycling.
Oh, caloric cycling.
Yeah, I wanna talk about that in a bit,
Yeah,
but
we could talk about that.
let's, finish up this part right
Yeah.
here.
And then in the 1980s, they also decided to bring back the cabbage soup diet. Very popular. Must have
They said
worked
it
great.
worked. It worked. Got your veggies, got some liquids.
You know why it probably worked? Because whenever you eat like just warm, hot food in general, it's more satiating than if you were to eat something cold. But soup is very obviously liquidy, so it's gonna fill you up. And you could probably eat multiple bowls of this cabbage soup and you would stay way below the caloric range that you need to be in.
Yes.
All right, Adis, take us to the 1990s.
That brings us straight to the 1990s, where we have the Atkins diet. High protein, low carb. Again, with the low carb. But now we're trying to prioritize protein. I'm assuming this is like more in lifting and stuff like that probably became more popular. And people probably saw like a difference in their lifting or in their extracurricular activities when they would eat more protein.
Yes. I actually do remember this diet. I want to say mom bought the program to this because I believe they had pills you could take.
Probably.
I know they had, like, a pamphlet. I don't know if this is the one that she had those, like do you remember those containers that were, like, measuring cups? It was purple, it was green, blue. I know the purple one was lying around the house for a very long time. We would use
Yeah,
it
I think
for
so.
stuff, but the other ones disappeared.
It sounds familiar.
I'm not sure if it was this diet specifically, but I do recall this one, like, growing up, mostly because I swear I remember seeing a book with, like, the word Atkins.
It was very popular. I vaguely remember seeing commercials about it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it was, like, keto, but protein what's the word? Where they focused on protein instead of fat.
Like protein motivated.
Yeah.
And then we have the zone diet. 40% carb, 30% protein, 30% fat. Very close to what a lot of people eat probably nowadays, but depending on what you're trying to do, your percentages are different.
Yeah, that one seems very balanced in my opinion.
I think so too.
It's the protein is pretty high, I will admit. Most of the time, people kind of stay around 20% protein. 25 they say is already pretty high, and so 30% is pretty high. But overall, that one seems nicely balanced.
And then we have the sugar busters. I've never heard of this one, by the way. Cutting sugar completely. Let me tell you, your body kind of needs a little bit of everything to function correctly.
Yes, it does. This diet is definitely it seems more like whole foods.
Yeah.
Like, you're stepping away from processed foods because if you're cutting out sugar completely, that means you're not shopping in any of the middle aisles. That means you're
Oh, yeah.
sticking to produce, you're sticking to, meats and maybe some fruits. I'm not sure if they counted, like, fruit sugar, the same as, like, processed sugar.
Some people do.
Because, I mean, there's a huge difference between fructose and then, like, refined sugar. And then, obviously, vegetables, which don't you really have any sugar.
It's crazy how many people don't know that fruits have sugars in it, and then they get all crazy about it, and they're like, "Oh, I need to cut out all my fruit now." I'm like, "No, they're good sugars. You need to leave them in there. You should have some fruit
Yeah, it's carbs. Your brain needs carbs and fat.
and everything, for the most part." But we eat it in an excess, and that's when it becomes harmful to us. Finally, we have our South Beach diet.
I remember this one.
This peaked in the late 90s and in the early 2000s kind of era.
I wanna say mom also has a book to this one.
Yes. This was very popular. There was a lot of commercials about it.
I think this one was probably one of the more successful ones in the 90s.
Mhm.
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's based all on Whole Foods.
Yes, which is, like, the best we could do, honestly. Just eat a bunch of whole foods because processed foods are what kinda drive us to this, like, fat era, I guess I wanna say. Fat body type, I don't know. Like, overweightness, all the processed foods we eat because you don't realize how many calories are in processed foods.
Yes, they're very calorically dense.
Yes, a whole meal of processed foods, like a whole sandwich, a burger, fries, whatever you wanna say. Anyway, that's about close to 2,000 calories a day.
If not
Really
more.
close, if not more, yes, if not more, and we're over here eating our breakfast, eating our lunch, and having that for dinner. I can already tell you, you do not need to be eating $3,000.
No one eats that.
Well, unless your meals cost that much, but
Well,
no,
oh, yes.
you don't need to be eating 3,000 calories unless you are in some, like, great top physique and you're super tall or something, and yeah, maybe. But the average Joe Schmo like me and Nina, we don't need to be eating 3,000 calories that I know of.
I think that's my maintenance. I'm just kidding, I don't know.
It's our maintenance because look where we're at, Nina.
Yeah. So big, so strong.
Just
But
kidding.
that's actually true because, like, the larger you are, the more your body has to keep up with carrying all the weight, so naturally you will have more muscle on you. It just won't show because of all the fat.
And you will also be more weaker in a way too because
Yes.
your body has to, like, say if you pack it all in your gut, your lower back will start hurting
Oh,
because your lower
yes.
back is taking all that in.
Mhm.
So, if you suffer from lower back pain and you're a little bit of a bigger person, that's probably why.
Yeah. Gotta build up those back muscles, you know? And then we will take it straight into the 2000s where we have our master cleanse. We are talking lemon juice with cayenne and some maple syrup,
I remember this.
which actually, if you do take shots of cayenne, it's very good for your blood pressure.
Is this also, like, the era where we did the whole, I don't see it on here, but the,
Apple cider vinegar?
yeah.
I believe so because I wanna say the apple cider vinegar stuff I remember trying in high school.
Oh, that was so hard to choke down. I could not. I tried it one time and I was like, "Ugh."
Uh-huh. I remember it's like in a glass of water, put like a tablespoon or 2 of apple cider vinegar. I think they even say put lemon juice, put honey, and cayenne, and then you stir it around and chug it. Oh,
Mhm.
no. Mm-mm. Oh my I
Yeah, that
can't
was not
even
it.
smell apple cider vinegar because it will make me gag.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, never ever. I can't believe they tricked us into that. I mean, I'm sure apple cider vinegar has its health benefits, but I would rather take vinegar in food than, like, drinking it, you know, like a pickle because
I'll
that uses
just eat
vinegar.
more broccoli. How about that?
Yeah, sure, more broccoli. And then that was also I forgot about this diet, the raw food diet. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, I do remember that one too. And no, we're not talking about eating raw meat.
No. Oh my gosh, no. This diet really circled around, like, not cooking your vegetables. I think it was
Yes,
mainly vegetables, honestly.
I think so. 'Cause I don't think you cook your fruit, right? Unless you're gonna make like a syrup, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't think so. So it just kinda circled around a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit. A lot of the times, they were always accompanied with beans. I will say it definitely has its perks. There are some vegetables that lose some nutrients in the cooking process,
Mhm.
like, just depending on the way that it's cooked. So some vegetables are, better, you know, like, partially cooked, some of them are better raw. I don't think I would ever do this diet because it does not sound appealing at all.
I wonder if you just buy like vegetable trays and food trays and just eat it from there.
Yeah, like the little ones that have, like, carrots and celery and broccoli and cauliflower with ranch and tomatoes.
Yeah,
That's a snack. And they were like, "Let's make it a meal."
there you go. It's a meal. Ranch is another. People adore ranch.
The only ranch I like is Wingstop ranch.
I've heard that before. That other people only like Wingstop ranch. I don't know what they do, but people go crazy for ranch and are like to the point where like people are drenching their pizza on it. They go and eat salads, but then they drench it with ranch, and it's like, oh yeah, I had a salad today.
That's when you say, "Do you want some salad with your ranch?"
Literally, do you want some salad with that ranch or what? Like, have you seen when people freaking drench it in ranch? Like, it's like dripping.
Yes, I have. I will say I absolutely despise Hidden Valley Ranch.
I hate the smell of ranch. It reminds me of dairy too much.
Wingstop Ranch, ugh, I need to find out how to make it because that is so good. I heard it's a lot of calories though, which I'm sure they don't approve of on this raw food diet. But then that brings us to where we had cereal meal replacements such as Special K. I will also include this one, like the Fiber One bars.
Oh, yes. I love the fiber one. They're so good.
I do like Fiber One, but I would definitely not do meal replace with that.
Oh, no, that's a snack.
No. And even then, like, I feel like cereal is not a very fulfilling meal.
No.
Because, like, if you ever look at the serving suggestions, I'm sure they recommended, like, a cup, maybe a cup and a half with a cup of, like, skim milk.
Yep.
And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, it'll fill you up," but it's like, wouldn't you rather have, like, an omelet or, oatmeal with berries?
Yeah, exactly.
Where oatmeal is way more filling than cereal.
And also on top of that, cereal has so many sugars in it.
Yeah. Now, I will admit, I do love me a Special K cereal, they are good.
I
The
don't
ones with
like them.
strawberries. You don't like them?
Not with
Why?
strawberries, cause it just doesn't taste like real strawberries.
But they're freeze-dried.
They're gross.
They're good. They're
No,
crunchy.
give me some good old Honey Bunches of Oats.
Ooh, I love, 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 love the frosted mini wheats when they soak up the milk. Oh
Those
my
are
gosh, they're
good.
so good.
This might be a hot take, but I do like the Raisin Bran too.
Oh, those are good too.
And I don't even like raisins, but I like those.
You're a fraud.
I'm a raisin fraud.
And then also in the 2000s, I believe maybe more like towards the end of the 2000s is when we start seeing
We're
this
still in the
low
2000s,
fat.
Nina.
Yeah, I know, because then we're gonna be going to the 2010s.
Oh, you
In the
mean the
early
early
thousands, I
2000s.
guess, the early 2000s. We're starting to still see this low fat craze still strong. So it seems, that people are still thinking fat is bad for you because they just really like to take it out on a macronutrient for some reason.
Yes, they do.
If it's not fat, it's carbs. I don't think it's ever protein. Protein is lucky. People love protein. But poor fat and poor carbs, they're over here, like slandering them.
And
Their
not
feelings are
even just
hurt.
that. Like in general, just the food pyramid changes so much over time. I think it was breads and stuff were at the bottom.
Yeah, it was a main. I think 50%.
Yeah. And now like it's like, well, there is no food pyramid. So it's called My Plate now.
Yeah, it's
So
my
there is no
plate.
food pyramid. So
Yes.
now what they do is they show you what serving size is. Like this should be your protein, this should be your carbs, this should be your fruits and veggies, you should have a glass of water on the side or milk, whatever you want to have.
Mhm.
So it's more like showing you the balance.
Your plate should always have a carb, a protein, and a vegetable or a fruit. If it's not that, then it's a carb, a protein, a vegetable, and then a fruit as a snack.
Something like that. Or a yogurt or I don't know, something.
Yeah, this was like back in 2008
Yeah, I didn't even know they did that.
when Obama was in office because it was Michelle Obama who did it.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know they did that. Like I was over here in La La Land, not even worried about that because I don't even wonder about that either.
You were almost going to graduate high school. They changed the school lunches too.
No, whatever. I wasn't there no more.
I didn't care. I ate school lunch.
So now we're in the 2010s, where we see the paleo diet. You eat like a caveman. You go scavenger for your meat.
You go hunting.
You go hunting. That's why you eat like a caveman.
The paleo diet is actually, in my opinion, not that bad. It usually focuses, like I say, on whole foods. I believe they lean more like Mediterranean,
Yeah.
and also too, instead of using like all-purpose flour for baked goods, they prefer you use like oat flour or almond flour.
Mhm.
It's just like making like these small little tweaks where you can. And I have had a paleo cookie. It was good. It wasn't as good as a regular cookie, but it was good. Other than that, I've never delved into the paleo diet.
I haven't either, so I wouldn't even know the first thing about it.
I only know a little bit about it because I've seen a few like videos on people who eat paleo.
And then that brings me to our keto diet. Keto diet, which I have tried and my sister has tried, is a
Yes.
very low carb, high fat. You have to get yourself into this thing called ketosis. A lot of people will do it, and the thing is, you have to like when you first start, they always talk about the keto flu, where you're gonna get sick, you're not gonna want to continue, and you
Mhm.
have to just kind of strive through it. I don't know about anybody else. I did not get the keto flu, thank God.
I did.
I don't think when you diet, you should be getting any type of sickness.
I agree.
Or when you're changing your food intake, you should never be getting sick because that's kind of your body telling you that something is not right now.
Yes, do remember I experienced it for, I believe, a day or 2, and it was miserable, but I've also heard if you properly hydrate and are taking, like, electrolyte, that you should not get it.
That makes sense because I think at the time I was going to the gym, so I was always drinking water and having my BCAAs, my electrolytes.
Yeah, or at least your chance is lower, but also, like, when you're basically almost eliminating a food group because your carbs are, like, at 5% or less,
Yep.
like, it definitely gives you the results very quickly because you're teaching your body to burn fat as fuel instead of glucose as fuel, which is carbs. It's hard. I will admit to that.
Which, you know what, it kinda makes sense because your carbs are like your main source of energy, so that's why you kinda, like,
Yeah.
shut down when you go through keto.
I do think it's definitely good for people who have, I forget what disease it is.
Is it celiac? Celiac, I think you can't digest gluten,
Maybe.
and the main source of carbs is gluten.
Whatever disease or whatever health condition, it helps. I do think that, they definitely should do it because it's for their own good. But,
Mhm.
normal people like us, if you wanna do it for, like, a quick fix, which is normally what people need, then yeah, go ahead, it'll be the fastest one to give you results, but it's just not sustainable.
I've also been told, not been told, but I've also heard, that a lot of times we follow all these diets, like being vegan, being vegetarian, doing keto, doing this, doing that. When these things are altering your food intake, such as like not eating meat, not eating animal products and byproducts, not eating as many carbs and stuff, those are things you should be doing when you are sick with something like where your body can't digest certain things and you have to do this for those reasons, for health reasons.
Mhm,
Or because, like, people who go vegan sometimes are it's mostly for, like, animal cruelty, like, they don't like that and
mhm.
they wanna make a difference in their own life. So, I've been told those are the main reasons why you should ever try to even do any type of diet.
Yeah.
And, we didn't say it at the beginning, but we are not medical professionals, so we don't know the whole 411 about everything. We just know what we've been through, what we've seen, and what we've researched.
I mean, I have a bachelor's degree in the science of nutrition.
So, my sister has a lot more information than I will ever have in that
But don't take
sense.
my word for it.
Get your own experience through it, but still, like,
Definitely, contact your doctor. I don't think anyone ever really contacts their doctor when they're like, "I wanna go on a diet."
no, but, doctors will give you information like, "Hey, try to do these things."
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have Whole30. It's the elimination diet. I actually don't know about this one.
I've heard about this one. If I remember correctly, I believe the Whole30 means there's 30 whole foods that they, like, base the diet off of.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just, like, certain things. Like, I'm pretty sure it's, like, lean meats and probably, like, tons of
It's
vegetables
probably Whole
and
Foods,
fruit.
another Whole Food kinda thing.
Like always, yeah.
Yeah.
If you if you don't see the, reoccurring, what is the word?
Gist.
Yes, that it's like Whole Foods is where it's at.
Yes.
Like, if you go to a grocery store and you only shop on the outside, like, don't go into the aisles and you only shop in the produce and the meats. I think that's pretty much it. And then I think the bread is also on the outside. You would probably, I mean, you can still overeat for sure. You would probably be healthier
Yes.
because you won't be putting crap into your body and feeling like crap because the US doesn't have regulations on their food and they allow things like cockroaches in your coffee grounds. So grind your own
Grind your own
coffee.
coffee. You can do it at freaking Trader Joe's. Just go.
Yeah.
The next one we have are juice cleanses, the famous juice cleanses, and I'm gonna tie this in with the next one.
Yeah, I
detox
was gonna say
teas.
that. I remember this in high school. I remember there was one tea specifically because I would watch a lot of YouTube, and there was quite a few YouTubers who would recommend this tea that you would drink for like 14 days. It is basically like a diuretic.
I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about, but I do remember people going around drinking a tea, and I remember my coworkers talking about it too. They were like, "Yeah, you just drink this in the morning or whatever, and you lose so much weight."
Yeah.
Well, duh, if I go and get a lemon ginger tea and I just drink that in the morning, I'm gonna lose some weight too because I'm not having breakfast. So it's not like the actual tea.
Throw in some Miralax in there while you're at it, and
There you
you'll lose
go.
even more.
Yeah, so, like, I'm just saying, like, it's these things that are making you go to the restroom, and you don't have to take a diuretic, you don't have to take fat burners, you don't have to take, what is it called? The stuff that makes you go to the bathroom,
The laxative.
laxatives and stuff. You don't have to do all that, your body will do it for you. If
Yeah.
it's not, you need to go to the doctor and you need to find out what is going on.
Yeah, unless you're like constipated.
Yeah, if you're constipated, something else is going on with your body, and this stuff is not gonna help. It might actually make it worse.
Yeah. That's when you need some fiber.
Yes, get some fiber. Take I don't know. People say that broccoli doesn't and bell peppers doesn't, but to me, they make me go to the restroom. So,
I know some natural fruits are like papaya.
oh, I love papaya.
Papaya will make you go to the bathroom. What else? There was another one. I want to say watermelon too. If you eat a ton of it, will also make you go to the bathroom.
Yes, watermelon gives you the runs.
But I mean, it's mostly water, so it kind of makes sense if that's all you eat.
Okay, then that take us to the 20s.
And then that brings us to now, the 2020s. You know, we're halfway through the 20s. Uh, this kind of was very popular on TikTok in probably like around the pandemic. Not the beginning, but like somewhere in between. Do you remember the celery juice cleanse?
It came back.
It did. It came back, baby. I don't think it lasted that long. They did change it up though. There was this girl. She went viral for posting her celery juice cleanse recipe where she was blending pineapple, celery, and something else. I don't remember. And it was this drink that you drank 3 times a day. And I think you would have like maybe 2 meals a day. But, you know, for the same reasons, it would make you go to the bathroom because it's
It's mostly
juice,
water.
it's fiber. Pineapple wouldn't have that much fiber because there's no skin on it,
But an apple.
but it has celery.
A lot of people mix apple with their juices to give them the fiber.
But also too, that's like when a lot of like pressed juices came
Oh,
back, you
yes.
know? Especially I see this a lot in LA. Like, you know, LA is toxic in the diet culture. LA people care about their looks.
Influencer frenzy.
Their looks matter a lot over there. And so it's very normal to find like a pressed juice place, you know, or like a health store that sells a lot of pressed juices. And I'm not saying that, you know, pressed juices are bad, but you definitely should not be using them as a meal replacement.
Nope, that is not enough calories. Maybe 100 calories in there. Maybe 200, give or take.
I will admit though, I love me a nice ice cold carrot juice.
Oh, I love carrot juice.
Delicious.
But I'm not gonna eat that for lunch. I'm gonna have that as a snack.
Oh, heck no. And then that brings us to one of the very more recent popular one, the carnivore diet.
The meat only, the caveman.
Now, yes, the meat only diet. Now, this one is not really meat only. I believe it also has eggs in it. I've wanted to try this one only because they claim that it has healed a lot of like sicknesses. I believe I've seen people who have PCOS claim that it works really good for them. I don't know. I don't know any others. I don't know any other sicknesses they have claimed, but I don't think that I could survive like just off of meat.
I would be so constipated.
Yes, that too. That part scares me. But also too, it's very, very I mean, first of all, it is very restrictive. but it is very restrictive in the sense that I believe you can't even have salt.
Dang.
Like, you can't season. I wanna say on this diet, you always see, especially on TikTok, you always see people eating, like, I don't know, a New York strip or a ribeye on a wooden cutting board with a side of eggs and, like, a stick of butter, because I believe they're also allowed to have butter, which, that doesn't sound
That
very
sounds disgusting.
appetizing. Like, I would rather have, like, a breakfast of, like, steak and eggs.
Seasoned.
Yes, seasoned. But then at that point, I'm like, "Ooh, I'd rather have some chilaquiles."
Give me all the fatty stuff, deep fry my tortillas.
Yeah. Definitely a very interesting diet. It is, not for the faint of heart, for sure.
Francisco claims that he wants to go on it, and I was like, "Nah, you're gonna get constipated, bruh."
First of all, it would be very expensive.
Yes, that's why I told him no.
But I think if I ever did try it, I would probably only try it for, like, maybe a month, see how I feel, but I also feel like I couldn't last a month. Like, my willpower is not that strong.
This is why I don't do diets. I forget that I'm on a diet.
Yeah. My willpower is like, it should be up here, I should be up here, I should care, but it's, like, down here. I'm like, "Uh-uh."
Same.
Like, especially, like, I remember when I was doing keto, like, when you can't have a specific food group, it's like all of a sudden my brain is that's all it can think about. It's like,
Yes.
"Oh, I really wanna eat, like, half a watermelon, but I can't eat that."
I really want some hot Cheetos, but I can't have them right now.
Exactly. And then, I don't know if you ever heard about this one, but the app Noom was really, really popular for a
I
while.
wonder if this applies to, like, other apps, like, MyFitnessPal and stuff like that.
No, Noom was specifically psychology based, where they were trying to, like, help you fix your brain to, like, not see food as the enemy. Like, where, you could, if you wanted to, you could have a donut. It's not gonna hurt you, they were trying to help you basically retrain your brain into thinking that, food is
Is the enemy.
fuel and it's
Well, it's not the
okay
enemy.
to yeah, and it's okay, to have a slice of cake, and it's okay to eat a salad and, have a donut on the same day, your day's not over.
It is okay, but, I choose to not have the donut. I choose to not have the cake because 'cause I'm just like, "Nah, I'm gonna have a really good lunch. I don't wanna ruin it right now." And I don't mean ruin my diet, I mean ruin my appetite.
Yes, you have to completely change the way you think. So instead of you saying, "Oh, I can't have that," instead you're like, "Oh, I can have that, but I don't want it."
Yes, exactly.
You gotta trick your brain. Your brain is a lot more complex in that way that you can really trick yourself that, you'll eventually believe yourself, obviously. Like, it's like if you tell a lie enough, you're gonna believe it, right?
Exactly,
You
yeah.
say it enough times, it's gonna be the truth in your own head. And then another really popular one that I did try is intermittent fasting. Did you ever try that?
Yeah, no, actually, I did not because I did not like the idea of not eating for 16, 12 hours, whatever. I was like, "A, your girl is hungry all the time. I'm not gonna wait. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna eat." Because I think I tried it once and I just failed, so I just never tried again.
Yeah. So I kind of do this now, but not by choice. So it's like when I wake up, I usually don't eat till like maybe 3, 4 hours till after I'm awake. That's my first meal of my day. But it's not really by choice. I'm just like, busy with my child and, doing who knows what, making her breakfast and all that stuff. But intermittent fasting does work for people. I do think it is definitely an interesting approach at dieting because it's smart. Yes, you can still overeat as with any diet, but it's smart in the sense that you have an eating window. In
Yes.
my opinion, I think it gets a little crazy when they start doing, like, the 20-hour fasting window and you only have, like, a 4-hour eating window. At that point, I'm like, "Okay, no, 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 no. That's a little too crazy."
Way too
The
crazy.
one that I don't mind is, like, the 16-hour fast window and the 8-hour eating window because, like, let's say you wake up and, I know some people like to work out on an empty stomach, but the people who do not like to work out on an empty stomach, this wouldn't really work for you.
Me. I start concentrating on the fact that I'm hungry, and then I'm just like, "Alright, I'm going home."
Yeah, I don't really know what I like, but I feel like let's say you wake up at 8 and your eating window doesn't start till like 12 and it'll end at 8 p.m., so you have an 8-hour eating window. The first 4 hours, I feel like if you can keep yourself busy, you probably won't even realize you're hungry
Mhm,
until your eating window starts. Now, sometimes I will say I do wake up hungry and, I will like eat a snack for sure. But I did like this one. Like I say, I do it unintentionally, but I'm not saying it works because look at me.
you're dumb.
Just
No,
no, I'm just kidding.
I sometimes do it unintentionally too, like, I'll
Yeah.
go to sleep at like, the last time I'll eat is, like, at 7, and then I'll go to sleep at, like, 10 or something, and then I don't eat the next day until, like, past 12 sometimes or 11 a.m. So, I do it kind of, but it's not like an everyday thing.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have the gluten-free or dairy-free for non-medical reasons. Now, there are people who have celiac disease. There are people who have gluten intolerances, dairy intolerances. And so those people obviously should definitely avoid gluten and dairy as needed. But if you don't have the intolerances, then you don't really need to be gluten free or dairy free.
Yes. So people who do it just because they wanna do it or because they saw somebody do it, don't you don't have to. Just stick with the foods, have better choices, you're good.
Not even that. I've seen people who just believe that gluten free bread is naturally lower calorie than glutinous bread. And it's like, no, because it's usually just made with like almond flour.
Yeah, all they do is substitute it with something else.
Yeah.
It's like when they try to lie to you and they say, "Oh, sugar-free or, made with less this, less that, whatever." They substitute it with something else instead to make it taste just as good.
Yeah, exactly. Which is sometimes it could easily just be worse for you,
Exactly.
because, they're putting other chemicals to try to produce the same result as like what you are used to eating.
Exactly. Alright, I would say let's keep going and talking about this, but we already have an hour and a half recording, and I have to cut this.
Yeah.
So, I wanna do a part 2 to this to finish what we were talking about and talking about the whole calorie cycle. So, if you guys are interested,
Yes.
please tune in for a part 2. We never do this, and it's our first time doing this, so,
Yeah,
sorry about that, guys, but it was fun, and I think we really got in depth into this, so we wanna continue it next week,
definitely. We have a lot to say on this topic.
obviously.
I'm sure other people do, but
I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys tune in for part 2. Remember, our socials will always be listed in the description, our email, TikTok, and Instagram. And tune in next Thursday with us to keep talking about this. Bye, guys.
bye.